Hello. Good afternoon. Oh, my computer is spun a little bit. Let's fix that. Okay. The whole thing was like, let's mountain. This mountain needs to get fixed. There's such a mess. So let's start with the brush I got. I got a brush. Look at the brush I got. I wanted something slightly bigger because big canvas. And I've been realizing I don't have many big brushes. I need more big brushes. Because like these are the ones I have. And this guy. And this guy. Like these are kind of my big brushes. And that's kind of it. Everything else I have is much smaller. The average brush size I have is more like this guy. And I have a ton of tiny brushes. More like this size. And like, mountain big, small brush take forever. Got paint under my fingernail. Alright, you all need to go back to your respective containers. So that's my new purchase. I got one brush. I wasn't thrilled with the brush selection for large brushes when I was there. I mean, the brushes they had were nice, but they didn't have a ton of big ones. And I needed bigger brushes. Just clean it up a little bit here on stream. Although I do need brushes for this. Here's two. We have a 12-month resub from Ninmaning. Thank you for hitting 12. Jess says go to your homes. I clicked on the wrong screen too. Let's go click over here. That's better. We also have 12 months from Detran. Thank you for hitting 12 months. He says, have you looked online? I have, and I've ordered brushes online, but, where are all my paint knives going? I guess right there. It's just so hard. I want to know what they feel like in person, and like, let me get a good example of this. These guys. These three are 3 different textures. Circle Now Squared says, you gotta feel them. These 3 brushes have very different textures. Like, yeah, I know the shape is different. But, like this guy is more like a makeup brush. It's so soft. And it's good for like doing soft things like clouds or like blending. This guy is a little bit stiffer. And like the shape also means something too. And then this one is super sharp. Like you hear it? Like it snaps. It has such a snap to it. So like you want different things for different things. And it's hard sometimes to know looking at a photo what it's going to do. So that's the problem I have. Sometimes I know, because I'm like, oh, well the snappy brush, I know what brand that is and what material that is. I can just order that. We have a 16-month resub from The Queen's Thief. Chess says, I have a special 1K bit alert, our first special alert of the channel. Mal had a good idea and I was able to implement it. Chaz worked hard on this alert. I had an idea last week. I was like, Chaz, what do you think of this? And he's like, I like that. So he made that. So yeah, 16 months from The Queen's Thief. Thank you. Circle Now Squared gifted a sub to Jack Guts. Thank you. 100 bits from Kit Khalid, 100 bits from Elven Scout 44, a 16-month resub from Winparthia, and a subscription from Elven Scout 44. Welcome. So yeah, we're gonna work on the mountain today. It is too blue. I took a photo, I took it into Photoshop, and then I like quick selected the mountain and made it less intense, and it was much better. There it is. It's the Mario Paint Erase. Where you click it and it erases the whole screen for you. I thought it was fun. And Chaz even did the sound effects. It's great. Can you see why I freaked out just a little bit when I opened OBS and that happened to me last night? Just a little bit. The whole screen started going white and I'm like, God, what's happening? Even though I knew, like, that's what I had asked for. Thank you, Chaz. It's perfect. That was 1,000 bits from Aldo who was testing that out. Thank you, Aldo. But now that we know that's what's happening, it's great. I need to go find this photo because I put the mountain, I took a photo like I said, and I put the mountain in Photoshop and made it more gray. And it turned out great, and I need to go reference that image. And I sent it to someone so I could do that. Okay, now pull it up on iPad. Album. Reset. Oh God, where is it? Where did it should have saved? iCloud, please do your thing. There you go. So I know exactly what gray I need to have now. Just like more gray. That's all I did to it was desaturate it. But I do need a clean palette, so we're gonna grab other palette. Oh gosh. Oh, there it goes again. There's 1,000 bits from Radio Dread who said, "So, new alert, huh?" Paper towel stuck to the palette. Oops. Thank you, Radio Dread, for the bits. Who says, honestly, it's almost a little scary at first. Just a little bit. Just a little scary. It's kind of fun, though. Okay. We have enough of that ready, and we can start mixing our color in a second. It's time for a Pokemon battle. But I've been very happy with this painting. I'm very, very, very happy with the sky. Like I said this morning during breakfast stream, every time I walk in here into the studio, I'm like, looks good. I'm very happy with it. I just gotta make the mountain look just as good. And then everything else look just as good. Alright. Razor blade, and we will get started on trying to remake this color. Now, I do have a lot of this mountain color left, and that's okay. I have an idea for it, so I don't waste this paint, because there's a lot of it. Also, all the colors I use for this painting so far, which are Phthalo Blue Green shade, Neutral Gray number 5, and Burnt Umber. I wanted to make sure I didn't run out of that while I was doing this big painting, so I picked up tubes of that when I was at Jerry's this weekend. Because the worst thing is running out of something you need when you have a deadline and being like, shoot. And I am thankful that Jerry's is nearby, because they carry almost everything I use on a regular basis. That reminds me. I do need to order something that they did not have in stock, but it is not pressing. Let me just pull it up as a tab, and I will do that later. I am just about out of the crash kit that I buy to treat my paint wastewater. What happened to Neutral Gray 1 through 4? They make it 1 through, I think, 8. But I buy 5 because all I have to do is take Neutral Gray and add Titanium White to make it lighter, or Bone Black to make it darker. And Burnt Umber. let's see. This is titanium white, bone black, and burnt umber. So I just have to add stuff I already have to make it the other colors. I just wanted something slightly in the middle. So I just have it all the time. Okay, cleaned off palette. This is how much of this color I have left. There's a lot of paint there. Like I said, I have an idea, and I'm going to use a little bit of it to make my new color for this. How does Bone Black compare to Mars Black? Bone Black is more transparent. I just grabbed one because I was out. There you are. I don't have a transparency thing on the back of these. So this is made with iron oxide, and then this is made with amorphous carbon. So this one's a synthetic, and this one is not. It's more transparent, and it's less glossy. And I would say it's a warmer color, I'm gonna guess. I haven't, like, swatched them. Probably should at some point. We have a 3-month resub from Tech Absol. Thank you. All right, we are making a more gray color. So we're gonna start with neutral gray. Because when you have stuff in the distance, you have atmospheric perspective. Because you have all of the atmosphere of the sky, making things in the background grayer, less detailed, less saturated. Actually, I'm gonna try one thing quick. We're gonna do a little test. And I need a blank paper to do that. So this is our original mountain color. I want to do a little test. Oh, it's a Sonic song. Carnival Night Zone. Fossick says, how many shades of gray are we using? According to this tube of paint, 5. Creepy clown music with Sonic. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to use my complement of my current mountain color to see if I can tone it down just a little bit. And I used a little bit of quinacridone and it made it green. And opposite of green is red, so I'm putting a little bit of alizarin in there. And I'm seeing how I feel about that color. That is so much more gray. I need titanium white though. Because it's dark. Do you see how much darker it is? I need it to be light. Because there it is with more white. I should just do that, so I'm not wasting all of this blue paint. And I'm not going to completely waste it, but also I should use it before it dries out. And that would be a waste if it dried out before I needed it for the other thing. Slick Duke says, I forgot if you said this earlier, but is this a painting of a specific place? No, it is not specific. The sky is from a NASA photo I was looking at. because I don't have a great Milky Way photo otherwise. And then I just drew a mountain, like I didn't find any specific mountain. And then everything else is just kind of made up. Palette knife is here. And I'm going to be using some slow dry medium just because it's been a few days since I used this paint, so it is a little dried out. So my goal is to make this color that I just did a tiny little practice piece of with all of this blue. Maybe not all the blue, we'll do half the blue. And I used quinacridone and alizarin crimson and titanium white to do so. And I've noticed the quinacridone is very high tinting, which means it affects the color a lot quickly. And the alizarin, not as much. So the fact that the yellowy orange color made this way more green, and I had to add the alizarin in, tells me that this blue was already not quite as cool as I needed it to be. It was a bit more towards the green on the color wheel. Still too saturated, so we need more of this. It's kind of fun just to like swatch colors and like play around with them. Just to see what happens. Alright, how do I feel about that? Definitely grayer. I think it could be more desaturated, honestly. Like, I want it to be blue, but just barely. Chess says the mountain is old. It is going gray. A little bit. It's turning older as we speak. That's much better. Let's mix a little bit of titanium white in this and see how I feel about the neutral of it. Yeah. Okay. So now I have this. And the good thing about it is I need to do a gradient here, and this is a good color for the base of it to be this dark. Let's go back to that so I can see it better. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to start painting this towards the bottom, and then slowly add in titanium white and make it lighter. I'm just trying to determine how dark it is compared to what I want it to be. Yeah. It's just blue enough. Okay. Paintbrush. Which one do I want to use for this? Like this guy. And I didn't put any water conditioner in yet, so let's do that. Okay, so got a spin. So this is our new mountain base color. And over here, it seems kind of dark to me. But over here, it seems light. It's because the sky is lighter over here. Shoot. Guess there's a new bump on the mountain, a new little ridge. I accidentally did that. Brush slipped. Mountain grew a little bit. Happy accident. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to add a little bit of titanium white into this. And I should reserve just a little bit in case. So I'm just going to take a little bit and move it off to the side. And then mix titanium white into the other part. And I'm mixing a light color into a dark color, which tends to take a lot of paint to do, but that is okay because I'm kind of running low on this color. So it will kind of extend it in a way. Hello.
Hello. I was going to run to the store.
Okay.
I was wondering if you needed anything from the store.
Which, are you going to Costco or just grocery?
Hello, everyone. I see you in the chat. I need cheese.
Uh-huh.
I may need bread. I'll check on bread.
I need Gain. Regular Gain, the big Gain laundry soap.
Is that at Costco?
Mm-hmm. It's the kind I use, not the pods.
Yeah, the...
Regular Gain.
Let me look. This thing that's in here?
The big thing.
Jug.
The jug.
With,
Uh-huh.
Jug with spout?
Yeah, jug with spout.
Jug with spout.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Don't get me hand soap because I want a specific kind.
Okay.
I need non-dippers.
Sure.
They're on the list.
Yeah, do you need hummus?
No, I have some still.
Okay.
I might need yogurt. Check the date on it and how much is in there.
Okay.
That's it.
And at what capacity do you need yogurt? Like if it's below 50%?
Yes. Or if the date is like tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else? That's it.
Brandon says I need dishwasher detergent.
Okay. Well, text me what you need.
Sombra Nor says, repeat the list back, please. We have a shared app. I trust if it's on the app, he'll get it. Brandon says will do.
Okay. Do you want to go? You can go. I don't know what you're doing if you're busy. I am going to eat a hot dog. So you have to factor in the fact that I will be eating a hot dog.
He has work.
Okay. Well, then just text me what you need. Okay. So just check on yogurt, but otherwise this list is accurate.
Yep.
Okay. Okie doke. Alright, well if you think of anything,
Okay.
or if chat helps you think of something, because chat is so helpful in coming up with things that we don't need but want to consume, and just send me a message.
Will do.
Alright, love you.
Love you too, bye. So this is dried by now. So I'm just trying to dry brush it into the mountain. Radio Dread says it's really brave and dangerous of Steven to tell Mal to ask chat what should I buy. This is going better. All right. Did I fill in enough? Okay, I filled in enough, so now I'm going to add a little bit more titanium white and then do the top part. So I'm going to save a little bit of this again, just a little bit, and set it next to the other one. Grab more titanium white. I'm just not sitting properly. Now, this isn't the snow that I'm going to be putting on the mountain. This is just the base layer. This brush handle keeps getting on my arm and it's driving me crazy when I'm trying to flip around to paint this. Sometimes I saw off the ends of them. It's just long enough with how I hold it to hit me right there. Okay, so there's the base colors for the mountain. Now what I'm going to do is, as it dries, because I want to be able to, that's really in your way. I want to be able to blend these a little bit better, and I want to be able to draw on it. So what I'm going to do is take a smaller brush, this guy, and a little bit of glazing liquid, maybe a bigger brush than this, and work on blending this a little bit. And then I want to be able to draw in where some of these mountain ridges sit. And then start to add in the snow. Plastic. Okay. So glazing liquids first. And I think I need a different brush. This one is just too small for a big canvas. Maybe this guy? Yeah. So I'm starting with the darkest color that I have down here. And I'm just going to do a little bit of touch up on the sides here. And this is definitely a color that dries darker because I can really see it right now. And some of what I'm seeing here, like you can just see where I put it down, it's lighter, is the glazing liquid, and that dries clear. So I'm just trying not to leave too many obvious brush marks. And anywhere where I see too much of this old color showing through, I'm adding just a little bit of this. I was expecting that, and yet it still startled me. Yeah, it still has to close. Okay. I think the dark color is blended. I think that's good. it's not fully dry. So like this is the biggest transition right now and we have to fix that. So we're moving into our medium color with glazing liquid. And now I'm going to work on kind of like doing some brushing here to blend this out. So like that's a lot smoother already, right? I think I can see the gradient better on the screen. Let's see. Here. I wonder if that's glazing liquid or white paint coming through. Either way, it's fine as I'm blending it out. And then I'll just go into my lightest color. And I'm just going to fix any of the edges where I can still see the blue up here. This is a good painting stream song. All right, there's our gradient. Love it. Very happy that it's much better now. Penguin Frog says, the centers are categorically the best part of the brownie though. I agree. I want them to be soft. I do not want them to be crispy at all. Where did all that plastic go? There it is. What if Mobius strip brownies? I remember when like the pan that was like an S shape, so you had brownies that all had like the side pieces. I was like, why? Who wants that? No one wants that. one of my favorite things is blondies. New York Times? No, America's Test Kitchen. That's who it was. Did a blondie recipe that I made at some point, and I mailed them to my dad. And they're one of my favorite desserts I think I've ever made. They were awesome. It was really good. Okay, I'm just waiting for this to dry a little bit, and then I'll start to draw the edges in with chalk pastel, and then we will start to add snow. But this is how we're going to be doing this. You sit there. Go find a flat palette knife. We're going to be doing snow like this, where we kind of just smear it and set it down and use the knife to break it in. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I'll probably soften it up a little bit with the brush so it's not as harsh, because we do have the atmospheric perspective going on. Just a little bit. Are blondies similar to a cookie texture? They are basically brownies without chocolate. Still a little bit tacky. Can't draw on that. Also, it's driving me crazy to have two sketchbooks right now, because I have this one that I've been doing swatches in, because I used this one to do, that's more swatches, to test Milky Way stuff. So I think I need to be done with this one, is what I think I need to do. And put this out of reach, and then only use the new one. Because we have a sketch for this painting here, and we have testing for this. I suppose while I wait for a second, I could re-put in the mountain color. Swatching that. Lightest. Medium. Darkest color. Lunar says, husband went and got banana bread without nuts after breakfast stream today, and Moose says nutless banana bread is the way. I think I do prefer it without walnuts in it. Steven's mom does walnuts and cinnamon chips, which are both great. But, like, if I make it, I'm not going to put walnuts in it. Still a little tacky. Top part is. The bottom part is quite dry. So I suppose we can start drawing and then hope it doesn't leave too much of an impression. Alright, so sketch. There is a ridge I put kind of here. And what I'm trying to do is trying to draw exactly where the highlights are going. And because my light source is going to be out here, all the highlights are going to sit kind of on the left side of all of these. Let's draw in big highlight. It's not drawing up here where it's wet. Cool, love that. I'm just trying to draw in where the highlights sit, but also kind of like how the flow of the mountain is. Because on this side I have it all kind of swooping a little bit, and they kind of all build on each other. And on this side, this guy is a different mountain, so I have it kind of forward. Can I see better on this sketch? Not really. I don't quite like that line. Okay. Slightly nervous about starting to put color on this. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't want to mess it up at this point. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this color up here. I'm going to use the palette knife and I'm going to start scraping it into the canvas where all my highlights are, so I can start to see them. And then I'll add more titanium white and start to bring in the brighter highlights until I have basically super bright titanium white to bring in the ultra bright lights. That's the plan. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of scraping. So if that's annoying, I'm very sorry, but that's what I'm doing with it. And let's go back to my swatch page so I can swatch this. Swatch page. So I'm just putting a little bit of paint on this, and then I kind of just like set it down and scrape. And I like this palette knife because I have this long edge and then I have a short edge. So if I have to get in somewhere small, I can do that. Probably should have bought a bigger palette knife this weekend. That probably would have been a good move to do. We have a 6-month resub from Lixrin. Thank you. Says hello everyone. Hello. Hope you're having a good afternoon. I am starting to add details to these mountains. And it is slightly nerve-wracking. And now I'm kind of wondering if it's dark enough. Like, is this dark enough? Does this need to be darker? We'll see. We'll see when I'm done with like this layer and see how I feel about it. Oh, we can't have that heavy line there. Probably gonna get covered with pine trees, but still can't have that there just in case. Yeah, I'm gonna have to soften this just a little bit in some areas with a brush. Because I don't like that hard line right there. So at some point this color is going to be the same color as the mountain peak. So I'll just start mixing it lighter at some point and bring a little bit more of the brightness in. Okay, now I need to make this lighter. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to only bring it in certain areas. Anywhere where it needs to be brighter, especially like up here, because this part of the mountain doesn't have any of that yet. A chunk of dried paint. Starting to come together. Once I start to add these details, it really helps it kind of come to life. All right, now I need more titanium white to lighten it up for the final highlight. And then I'll decide exactly how much more it needs. Shoot, that's not what I wanted at all. Fix that. If you're quick, you can erase acrylic. Okay, I think maybe a little more in here. And then more in here. Okay, well I don't know exactly how I feel about this, so I'm gonna stand up for a second and stand over here. Okay, there's things about it I like and there's things about it I don't like. And now is the question of how do I fix that? I think I need to overall soften things a little bit because we still have atmospheric perspective going on, which is going to soften everything. And I think the brush will help bring in a little bit more of the shadows in here if I start to bring in a darker color again. Like if I start to bring this color up just a little bit to really like bring in some of that. But I think it's a good base. It's just not great. So I think what I'm going to do is using some of the glazing liquid still, I'm going to go back into some of these other colors and just start to bring in some sort of definition, I guess. So this is the darkest color. And you're not going to see it like where I'm painting right now because it's that same color. But if I use it to blur a little bit, it's, I think, going to help. And I can also darken this up, which I might want to start with. This is really intense music for this, and I don't love it. It's quite intense. Stressful song. Hello, other intense song. Okay, you're right. Okay. Dark color. Let's bring in I think I need a bigger brush. This one's just too small. Better. So I'm trying to just bring in a little bit of shadows in some areas by going back through some of these colors, and I'm trying to soften some of these harder marks that I have. And then in some of these blanker areas, it's going to add some detail. The bad news is I'm already out of this color. I used it all up. Need more alizarin. Too much alizarin. Bone Black, when I add this to make it darker, is really low tinting. Like, Mars and Carbon really affect the color quick. This does not. Which is good, because it's very easily something you can do with the other colors, is you just add too much too fast. And then you're like, well, shoot. Now what do I do? Start over. That's what you do. Okay. Anyway, now that I fixed that and I have more of this color back, we can go back to doing this. So I'm just trying to, like I said, add in a little bit of shading. And trying to soften up this a little bit, because the atmosphere is going to make it harder to see this anyway. I think it's helping. Here, yeah. And then that's helping. Okay, good. Now let's move into another color and try and soften some of this up. So because I went to the darkest color first, I'm just going to work lighter. What I should do is probably wash this brush off because it's a little dark and has some of that darker color in it. Glazing liquid. I should probably step back in a second and see if I like what I'm doing with this. Once I finish this color, I'm going to, because it'll give me a better idea of what it looks like. Okay, step back for a second. Oh, I hear the alert going off. Hello, alert. It's 1,000 bits from Bardic Puppy who says, new alert? It's the Mario Paint erase screen. Thank you. Chaz made that for me. Last week I was like, hey, I have this idea. Oops. That's a new ridge on the mountain. And my conclusion for this is I do like what's happening. So now we'll go into a lighter color. This is a little intense of a song for stream. Just a little. think this is going much better. I just needed a little softening, a little extra. Highlights in some areas because of that. I'm trying to lighten up these areas, and I'm not using a light enough color on purpose. I'm trying to lighten up the color that sits like behind it. Okay, now we get to move on to a lighter color. And I'm slowly running out of space on this palette. I did not swatch every snow color that I had used the knife with, and I slightly regret doing that. Should also probably step back again. Okay. Yeah, I've lost a lot of the brightness by doing this, but that's fine, because I'm going to keep adding it back in. We have 100 bits from Kit Khalid. Thank you. Hi, Ink Dancer. Thank you. We're making progress. It's been a lot. I like it. It's just fighting with it just a little bit. But now it's starting to come together. And that's when painting is fun. You're like, oh yeah. I am starting to get hungry though. Yeah, we are nearly at 2 hours. But we're starting to wrap up because, like, I don't need to bring as many light grays here into certain areas. Like this might be the lightest color for some of this. And I'm trying to keep a very delicate touch just to soften it. I'm not sure I like that part. Does that do more what I want? Yeah, I think so. Okay. And we'll go into another lighter color. This is the most inspiring music to happen ever, I think. Okay. Too much water on the brush. So I'm trying to dry brush this, but make it a little transparent with the glazing liquid so it's just not as intense and I don't overwhelm it too quickly. But I think this might be the second to last one, because I'll pick up a brighter gray next. And just do a little bit more highlights on some of the main areas to bring attention to like the top peak. I think I want this to soften and connect a little bit. Gazer gifted a sub to Jacebook. Thank you for the gift sub. Like at a certain point, there's just, you know, too much that I can do. And I have to then step it back. And that is a difficult thing to figure out exactly where that line is sometimes. All right, let's do one more layer of gray, because I think that's just about it. That's not the right knife. This is the right knife. Oh, gosh. That scared me. I'm like, what's going on in this song? That was 1,000 bits from Tech Absol who says, but what if we scared Jacebook like this instead? That's the new alert if you haven't seen it. It's the Mario Paint Erase. Last week I was like, Chaz, what if we put one of those on the stream? And here we are. Yeah, that definitely is it. Just a little catch light. Now, just need to tell myself not to overdo it. Just a little bit. Just trying to decide exactly where it goes. That one. I think that's what I want. Let me step back. Okay. I think I like it. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes you need to step away for a bit. It's also hard when it's a big canvas because I'm so close to it. That's the other problem. And because it is such a big mass on the canvas, it's important to get it right. All right, let me do this. Now here's the thing, I did not get anywhere as far as I really wanted to be today on this. Almost knocked the water over. I wanted to finish the mountain and then get this blocked in, but I'm not there. So this is what's going to be happening. I need to finish this painting not this week, but like at the end of next week. And if I think about half, like once the mountain is done, like that's half, but the sky was the easy part. Progress has been made. The mountain is 3D at least. So what's going to happen going forward is I will probably be going live at some random times to at least paint and make some progress on this, because I do want to have it on video to do time lapse. So I'm probably going live a few other random times to do that. And like I said this morning, Dark Cloud 2 is going to be on hold for a little bit. And I may just use that time slot to paint to get this done. The only promise I'm making is I need to finish this painting, because this is, this has a deadline. So I will be doing some random streams. I will definitely be live on Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern to paint for sure. I might go live sometime before then to get more done. Mr. Deathkill says, Dark Cloud left on a chapter end at least. Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. Lunar says, we're ready for impromptu streams unless they're at like 4 a.m. Then Radio Dread will be ready. Signing up Radio Dread for things. Steven's back. Good. I need to eat something. Yeah, that's part of the reason I'm ending is I'm starving. So, I will be working on this more. Make sure you are following me so you know when I go live. I do, like I said, want to have a time lapse of this and the other ones. I gave Dan footage for the 2 autumn paintings to do a time lapse for. So that's going to happen at some point. Radio Dread said, listen, the call out. I'm trying to protect you. And I think that's it. Tomorrow Steven is going to be streaming Subnautica, and I'm very excited for that. I will not be going live when he's going live, because that would be wild. Like, I definitely won't be painting during Zelda stream. That can't happen. Fossick says, bet. So yeah, let's do... Did I do that already? Did I do a Patreon roll? I feel like I did. Am I imagining that from last night? Either way. Alright, thanks everyone for being here. Definitely tune in tomorrow for Steven playing Subnautica. I'm excited to see how nervous it makes him, because he does not like being underwater in games. And make sure you're following me so you know when I'm going live to work more on this, because I need to get this mountain done and looking better. Like I said, I think I'm happy with it. I don't know. I need to take a break. I need to go eat something. I need to think about it. and I'll work more on it later this week. All right. I don't think anyone is streaming. Is anyone streaming? Watch. It's kind of early. Yeah, no one is streaming. All right. I don't know if there's a vlog out because Steven's been gone and he just walked in the door, so also stay tuned for that. I know he's almost done with another Japan vlog. So I guess go do something for yourself this afternoon. Guess that's it, because I don't know what else there is today. Hope you all have a good Tuesday, and I will definitely see you. Chess's dishes raid. I'll definitely see you for breakfast stream on Thursday, if not sooner. Have a good afternoon.